Hello and welcome back to another exciting session. I'm your host Mahesh Karia. You're watching me on YouTube now, and today I'm gonna take you through the full stack application in Node and VueJs, and we are going to use Babel for modern JavaScript, and we are going to use Nuxt as for VueJs. So without wasting any time, let's deep dive into it. So I'm going to create a new folder, MEVN, we can say MEVN Stack, MongoDB, Express View, and Node. After that, we'll go into it, and I'll open my VS Code from here only, and then we can start, I guess. So I'm going to create two folders. We can open terminal from here as well, from here, and I'm going to create folders like app, we can say, where we can add view data, and here I'm going to create APIs, will be better, I guess. And here inside APIs we are going to set first of all, you have to have yarn available. If you don't have it, you can grab this by this, like yarn. Okay, I already have it, so you can check this like FN version after installation. Once you have it, after that you have to set up like this, or you can use npm as well. So I have used, so after that the package.json will be created. After that you just need to add few dependencies, which will be dev dependencies for Babel, Node, Babel core, and Babel reset-env. That's it, I guess. So and nodemon should be there as well, and you need to write start script over here. Okay, scripts, and here I'll be using nodemon, Babel node, and app.js, which will be our primary file where we'll write the initial code. So let's create app.js, where I'll be using Express and all the things, and we are going to use src folder. Inside the src we are going to now put all the MVC structure. So this is general format that I always use. Let it be. So here we'll be having config first of all, where inside config we'll be having index.js. Okay, index.js, I don't know why. Okay, fine. After that, here we can create connection between MongoDB and node, and after that we need few other dependencies like express. So yarn add express mongoose.env, and course to communicate with VueJs, and we have to have we don't need body parser, by the way. For now it's fine. So nodemon is remaining still, nodemon should be there. So import mongoose from we can say mongoose, and mongoose.connect will be having localhost http mongodb ://localhost:27017, and this is it, I guess. No need to worry about anything else. And inside src we have to have models. We have to have one controllers. We will be creating src services, and inside services will be having user folder, but this is a file, we don't need file, I guess. We need folder like user, and inside user will be having like get.js, put.js, post.js, and delete.js, and after that inside model we'll be having user.js, controller, user.js, and one more file. Route is remaining. Routes, inside routes will be having user.js as well. So this is it, I guess. So we have created this thing. After that we need to create .babel rc file to write presets that we are using at babel / preset env. Okay, this is it. That's it, I guess. And you can create development env and production env. Okay, so for now you need to set up the variable, I guess, to if you deploy this app. So node underscore env is a variable that we generally use to set up. Okay, that you will get from here inside. Let's see, or you can directly search as env. Okay, set up environment variable. Inside here you can see node env, so you need to set up development. Okay, so in production you need to set up production, so it will be called so app.js. So here I'll be using import express from express and const app equals to express app dot use and express dot static. You can set static, but for now we need JSON, and app dot use we need express dot URL encoded extended through, so you don't need to use body parser nowadays, and use course. Okay, so here I'll be using import course from course. Okay, cross platform app dot listen process dot env dot port, and that you will get from config. So you need to import that dot env, import star as, or you can directly use require as well, like this, require config dot env dot config. Okay, and inside that you can define the path. Okay, and path will be like this, we can say dot slash, or you can write like this, process dot env dot, like this, dot env. So it will get that node underscore env global variable, and for this project it will be called this one. So you need to define port here. Port will be 4000, let's say. So this is it, and we are good to go. Now we can use app.use here, like app.use user, let's say, which will I'll create. Okay, so let's import user from somewhere, like route, let's say, that we have just created routes inside src. Okay, and user. So we'll go there and we'll create import express from. You can directly import router as well, where you can create a const user is equal to express.router, like this, or else you can directly import like this as well, which will be better, I guess, according to me. And once you have it, you just need to call the router function, and we'll create a normal get method here. Okay, like this. Let's say if I'm using a controller. Okay, so first we'll export this thing as default, so we can import this into app.js, and here I'll be using controller, user controller, let's say, that will import from import from dot slash controller slash users. Okay, so let's say fetch all users, fetch users. Okay, users. So now let's go here and let's create a controller. So for that you just need to create variable that we have just created. Let's go to the controller first. Route, let's say inside route we'll get this name and we'll use export const variable. This will get request and response here, and after that on basis of that we'll go to for now we'll just use res.json to test the message, let's say, because we haven't tested. So message hello world. Okay, so this is it for now, and let's try to run this thing. Let's say yarn start. Now we forgot to install nodemon. I already have it, so you need to install nodemon as well. Now after that you just need to go to your Chrome and go here for localhost colon 4000, let's say. Okay, and okay, so now we need to find the model is not defined, the course is missing, I guess. Let's check into the package.json. Inside package.json you can see the course is there, but we inside app now. Okay, this one. So let's try this again. Okay, so after that we will get something like this, fetch users. Okay, got it. So inside route, let's go to route. Inside route we'll fetch users, so we can say star as fetch users user controller, which will be better, I guess, if we use like this. Let's try this again. Okay, now this is working. So this is the first step that we have made. After that we can define this like 4 times, I guess. Let's close this. Okay, like fetch users. Now we'll create a fetch user, then we'll create a create user, let's say create user, then we'll create we'll use update user will be there, and delete user will be there, I guess. So these are the basic things that we use in normal RESTful API. So fetch users will be like this, fetch single user. Okay, so now the next thing, let's go to the services. Okay, so for that we need to create models first. So let's go to the model. Let's create a model. So import let's say mongoose, import mongoose from mongoose. Okay, let's create export default, let's say, and here I'll be using user I don't know, let it be, let's use const user for now. And here we'll be having mongoose.model. We'll define model name is user, comma new, let's say mongoose.schema. We'll be having I don't know, this is capital or small, I guess. Name, email, and let's say password. email and password. There is pre-save should be there, but we'll see that later. For now, okay, now we'll be using this thing inside our controller or service, we can say. So let's go to the get service first, where we'll just create const export something first. Export, let's say const, and inside that we'll be having users or all, we can say. Okay, inside that all we will return something, like we'll return something user dot find all. Let's say find, and we'll import from here. Import, let's say user from dot slash I guess models slash user, like this. This is it. After that we'll be having by id method. You can create, like you can pass id over here, or you can there is find by id method is there, I guess. I'm not sure, but okay, like this. And let's use await and async as well here, like this. Okay, let's use await as well. So this will be in single line as well. It's all up to you how you use it, guys, but this is the good practice if we use single line statements like this. Okay, and shift F to format the page, and after that let's use delete by id as well. So find by id and delete method is there. Okay, and let's create update find by id and update. Okay, so update and delete should not be here. It's okay, this is it. Let's copy this thing, and inside put we'll use this by id, where we need user as well to update something. Okay, so find by id and update method is there, and update, I guess. I'm not sure why I'm not getting this, but yeah, this is the method that. And delete, where is delete user. Let's create by id, delete user by id. So find by id and delete, find by id, delete. Let's remove this thing. Now create is remaining, so let's go to the post.js and control p I'm using to search for the files like this. So here I'll be using create method, where we'll pass user, and this will be normal create method, where we'll be having a user. So this is it, I guess. Now we can go to the controller like this. You can search like this, controller, and here you just need to import everything, like import port, import star as get user service, let's say from dot slash or dot slash. We can use services slash get services slash user, we can say services slash user slash get, like this. So now we need to import this thing for 4 times. Let's use it for put post delete and delete. So now we have it. Now here we just need to write try catch. Let's use try catch, where we'll be having res.status for 500, generally for error we send, and JSON. Inside JSON you can pass the error, and otherwise res.status will be 200 for, and JSON will be anything that will get, like here I'll be using await again, await, and this will be my async method. Okay, so await get user service dot let's say all method is there, and we'll follow this thing for rest of methods. Let's say we'll use fetch user, okay, where we will be having by id, okay, where we'll pass id, and which will be request dot params dot id, okay, and then we'll be having get create user, let's say, okay, and where we'll be using post user, where we will pass body, and we can extract data here before as well, like this, like name, email, password, like this from request.body, which will be the good practice if you are planning for the big project like this. And Alt Shift F, don't forget to use, and this will be 201. It's created, so it's 201. So next thing that you need to know about update user. Update user, where we'll get this thing as well, and we'll use update, I guess, by id, I guess, I'm not sure. Put what the method name we have created, but put user service, that I'm sure about. So put user service by id, where you need to pass id comma, so request dot params dot id comma this, okay. So this is it, I guess. Now we can proceed ahead, I guess. It is 200, let's say. I'm not sure about the status code. Okay, delete user, let's say, okay, delete user by id, let's use delete user, which is by id, and here you don't need to pass anything like this, here you don't need to pass anything like this, and this is it. We are ready to go. Now just need to check route once, user.route, where we need to define for rest of the things like this, for get fetch user, for post create user, and for delete by delete user, okay. And let's use id here. We need to pass id in post put as well. So inside here, let's use put method, okay, update user, okay, user controller, and where we need to pass the id as well, okay. Let's write id here. So this is it, I guess. If I start, let's check for the server. Okay, MongoDB is already running inside my system, so this is already running, guys. So if you don't have it already, you can use this command. Like if you have docker, then docker run -- name, name of your, let's say, my MongoDB, and in detach mode publish this into 27017 colon 27017, like this. You just need to hit this command, so docker will be inside docker, it will automatically create MongoDB. Okay, so I already have it, so you can create your own. So we forgot one thing, that is config. So inside index we need to define this, and we need to import this thing somewhere. So we are not using inside app, we need to import here at least somewhere. So let's say import dot slash src slash config slash. Okay, so this is it. I guess we don't need to worry about rest of the things. We just need to hit this before proceeding. Let's okay, anyways, let's go here. Let's open the postman if you have it. Let's open the postman. It will take some time, I guess. There's lots of things. Okay, so inside get all users, you need to set up first. Okay, like this. Here I'm using user, so let's use slash users, so every route will be preceded by this thing. So let's try this out. I'm not sure that it will work, but okay, the 4000 we are using, not 3000. So let's okay, the empty thing that we got, I don't know why it's not working properly, but it's fine. Okay, so users, let's use the post method. We have it, post users. I already have used it before as well. So this is not working, that we can see this thing. It might be possible that I have made few mistakes. Okay, so let's see why this is not working. Okay, let's go here, let's refresh the page. Okay, and let's use slash users. Okay, we are getting empty something, so let's go there inside users. Okay, inside fetch users I'm getting something like this. Oh, we can use console logs to check that this is executing or not. Okay, let's going here. After that, get user service we have used. Okay, let's go there, search for all is there. What? Okay, user dot find all is also there, so everything is fine. It should work, I guess. So the connection problem should be there if I'm missing something. Okay, let's go here and let's console log something here. Okay, like this, console log pass1. Let's say if I execute this thing again, so let's see, yeah, pass1 is also there. So the very next thing, const user equal to, let's say, return user. Let's console log user. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, so it's not working. We got something? No. So this is a type of testing, we can say, by using console logs. So so it's not executing once, but if I use this like this, so it will be executed. See, mention defined. So once here I have made something mistake inside user, so now we'll go to the user. So here, okay, so the problem is in here, I guess, or config file, where I missed something like the db name. Let's say I have test db. Let's try this again. It will take some time to make connection, I guess. So MongoDB. Okay, this is fine. Okay, you can use like this as well to check error, so we don't have any error. So I have found one thing, like it should be like this. Okay, post and delete. Okay, this is it. I guess it should work now. Okay, so the data was already there, that's why I'm getting this. And apart from that, if I use a post request like this, so let's use name. Let's use name at 123. So we'll get the data. So the data is now created. So if I go here, if I try to delete, but before delete, let's try to get the single data like this. So we are getting nothing here. Let's see. Let's go to the controller, this fetch user. Okay, inside fetch user, get user service. Let's click here. All by id is there. Okay, find by id is there. Let's use okay, let's try this again. Get user dot find by id. This async method, we are passing id over there. Okay, and let's see inside the controller, control kw to close this thing. Let's go to the controller once again. Request.params.id. Okay, okay, b is capital, sorry, b should be small, I guess. I'm not sure, should be small. So yeah, we got it. So let's try to update this thing. Okay, we have this thing. Let's try to update this thing like this. It will be, so here we got error or something like that. Okay, this is 4000. So okay, it's updated. Let's go to the delete now. Let's delete this thing. So it will delete. Okay, again this is 4000. So slash delete is not there. Let's go to the route. Okay, let's check for the user.delete is there. Okay, id should be there. To delete something, we need to define the id in params, so then only it will. Okay, it's deleted. So now we can proceed for the next part. So let's close this up, EPS part. Let's create a new terminal from here. Let's define like this, cd into app, let's say, and let's use init y. Okay, let's install yarn add nuxt nuxt like this, and at nuxt.js slash axios at nuxt.js slash Vuetify, like this. I guess it will take some time to for. Okay, so till then we'll do one thing. So we can use the JWT and the other things as well, like bcrypt as well. We'll see that later if we get some time. So for now, I'll create layout, I guess. We'll create components will create pages, I guess. We'll create nuxt.config.js .config.js, and inside that we'll be having, I'm not sure, but let it be modules, I guess. Modules at nuxt.js slash axios, and build modules, I guess, will be, I'm not sure, but Vuetify will go here, I guess, at nuxt.js slash Vuetify will go here, and components components will be true, I guess. Something like that, something like that. But I forgot one thing. It should be export default. Okay, like this, export default. So build modules will be Vuetify, modules will be Axios, and components will be true. So this is it, I guess. Let's go to the pages and create something like index.js, where I'll create a view. Okay, you have to have few plugins available before proceeding. Let's go for VUTER, I guess, Vueter or something. The package name is this one. You need to install this. I don't have it. I don't know why I don't have it, but I'll install this later. But once you have it, then you'll get lots of suggestions. Okay, let's search for Vuetify. Anyways, get this later. So inside layout we'll be having default.js, I guess. Default.js. Inside components you'll be having a form.js and table.js, I guess. And this is it, I guess. These four things you need to know. Okay, I forgot one thing. It should be VueJs. Okay, so let's use view, and this is layouts. So rename it. After that, the form is form.view, and same goes for table only. Table as well, sorry. After that, layout default, we'll start from the default, where you just need to write view, and you'll get suggestion, I guess. This default view you don't need. Okay, after that, here you just need to write view div. Inside that, we are using Vuetify, so you need to define app. Inside app we have main. Okay, inside main we have the app bar. Okay, app app bar, where we'll be having v app bar title. Okay, will be home, let's say, for now. And after that, we have a container. Inside container you can define like justify center, and you can define another a line will be center, like this. Okay, so this is all up to you. And here the next part will go, okay, like this, I guess. I'll shift F to format the page. Okay, so don't need this space. So this is it for the default page. After that, the index page, index.view, that is that. Inside pages we need to rename this thing as well. So let's use view. Okay, here again, view default here as well. It's good practice if you use div. Okay, so inside row will be having column, inside column will be having table. Okay, and inside another column will be having table. So first will be the form, that will form. So this is it, I guess, for this thing. Okay, now we'll go to the form, but before going to form we need to create a store. So I will go to the store first. So we don't have it, so we need to create a store folder, where we'll be having user.js and users.js, where we can write the state. Okay, so export const state equals to, we can say id, will be having id name, email, password, like this. And here we'll be having export const mutations will be object, where you can define like set id. Set id will contain state and action or data, we can say. So you just need to store state.id equal to data like this, and you can define this for all the attributes like name, email and password. So the process will be same: name, email, name and password. Okay, and this will be comma separated. Okay, this is it, I guess. Same goes for here inside users, but the only change is we'll use kind of store data. The name is store data, let's say, where we'll be having state.data, I guess will be better because it will be the array. So we'll use state.data, and here we'll be using data only, which will be array of users. Okay, for now this is empty. Alt Shift F to format the page, and now we can proceed with the component part. So let's start with the form. And the form will be very easy. Like, you need to define div. Inside that we'll be having one PR should be there, I guess. Okay, now so we can write h2 where we'll write simply form or add user. Okay, like this. After that you can create form, then inside form we'll be having text field. Inside that we'll be having model, let's say v model, and v model will be, let's say, id, and after that we'll be having label, let's say capital ID, like this. Okay, now we can use this thing. I don't know what happened. Okay, we can use this thing. Okay, for name, email and password as well. Name. For edit and update we'll use same page. That's why I have used id over there. In case of edit, it will show the edit button. So we need to define vbtn, which will be on click will call something like method like this, and we'll pass that id, name, email, password here. Okay, inside here, and we'll name it like this. If we get id, then we'll define edit, else we'll define submit, like this. Shift F. Okay, this is it. Now we can go to the here. We can define computed will be the object where we can define id. Okay, and where we'll be having getter setters, let's say. So get will simply return something. So what will return it will come from store. So this dot store dot state dot user dot id, and set will get the value, and here we'll pass this dot $store dot commit. Okay, and inside commit you need to define the file name slash set id, the function name, and the value. It will automatically set. Okay, so the same will use for name, email and password. Okay, so we'll go here, we'll write name here as well. Okay, here as well, function name is name, email. Okay, email. Okay, email, and here we'll be having password and here as well, like this. So we are done with this part as well. Now we need to define the methods here, I guess. Methods, so methods will be the object where inside that object will define async methods. Async, let's say submit, we have just defined, where we'll get the user. Okay, and inside that we'll check that if the user dot id we get, then it means that we need to add it this thing. So we'll use await this dot dollar Axios dot, let's say, put method, where we'll define http colon slash slash localhost colon 4000 slash users slash id comma user. So it will come from user dot id. So this is await. Okay, else we need to post the data, like in that case we'll use post method. We don't need id. Okay, and we just need to use alt shift f to format the page, and here we don't need to define user. We will use normal name will be user dot name, email will be user dot email, password will be user dot password, because we don't need id. By default it will be 0 or something like that, and we can use like this. So this is better, I guess, according to me. After that you need to reset the user. Okay, so we need to create a kind of method where we can reset user, and where we can pass the object, like the id will be 0, let's say, name will be empty, email will be empty, password will be empty, so like that. And here let's say we'll create that method, let's say reset user, that we just defined. So where we'll pass the user, and we just need to use this dot dollar store dot commit. Here we'll define user file name slash set id, where we'll pass 0 or user dot id, let's say. And we need to define for name, email and password. So name, email and password here as well, password, email, name. So this is it, I guess. This is it to reset. Once we add it or add something over there, we need to define this. And we need to do one more thing. After resetting page, the table should be refreshed. So it means we need to use $store dot commit, let's say, and inside that commit we'll call users slash store data. Okay, inside that we'll be having let's say await this dot dollar Axios dot get. Okay, http colon slash slash localhost colon 4000 slash users, okay, dot data, like this. So it should be like this. Okay, so it means we'll refresh the table. once we add something. Okay, so this is it, I guess, for the form part. Now we'll go for the table part. So let's go to the table.view and let's create something inside here. Normally div I always use and br type that will use. After that h2, that list of users, we can say. Okay, inside here I'll be having data that you can search for the Vuetify as well, like this, and you will get the this thing. So data table, that just need to click here and search for the components. So inside that UI components you will get this table, I guess, somewhere. So let's search for the table and data tables, and inside that data table you just need to check for something like this. Okay, so I am just getting this thing. Okay, and I'll paste this thing here. I don't need this class and this thing. I just need users. Okay, and inside headers I'll use nothing for now. So get something from here. Okay, get this data for now. Okay, okay, so now you can paste this thing inside here. I'm not sure, but I don't need this thing. Okay, so I need headers. I don't need this thing. Okay, inside headers as well, I don't need this thing. I need, let's say, ID, name, email, password, edit, and delete. Okay, so delete, edit, password, email, name, ID. So this is it, I guess. And now we need one more thing, which is we need to define here. Okay, which will be the template. Let's say template. Oh, it's fine, I'm not getting suggestion, but template. So inside the template we need to define vslot. Okay, vslot. Okay, which will be item dot, let's say, edit. Okay, and another thing is which will be equal to item. We need to define that buttons, right? So that's why I'm writing like this. This is the perfect way to do this. Now we can define button here like vbtn. Okay, and where you can define color like this, color, let's say success. Okay, and you can define click events as well. Okay, like this, let's say this will be for edit item. Okay, inside edit item you can define item dot underscore id. Okay, and here as well you need to define underscore id. So after that you can write edit here like this. So for delete as well we'll use delete. Okay, and for that delete you need to pass an id. For edit, you don't need to pass this. this is it, I guess. This is it. Now we can proceed, and this will be danger button. Means it should display in red. And now we can go to the rest of the things. Like the very first thing, that the headers part is fine. After that, the computed should be there, where we will be having users. Okay, and inside that users will be having will return something. Let's say will return this dot dollar store dot state dot users dot data, let's say, which will be the array of users. Okay, and after that we need to define methods. Let's define methods, which will be object of methods. We'll be having async delete item, let's say. Okay, where we'll be having async edit item, let's say. Okay, and the very first thing that we have to have, that async fetch, let's say, normal fetch, which will be like this. Okay, so here you just need to do one thing, like this dot dollar dollar store dot commit. Okay, and inside that you just need to define users slash store data. Okay, and here we'll be having await this dot dollar Axios dot get. Okay, http colon slash slash localhost colon 4000 slash users slash like this dot data. Okay, so it will get the data, and after that fetch that you can separate this fetch here as well. Okay, like this. It depends, but generally I follow this thing. Okay, so if you do this, then the two things are remaining now. The delete item, which will get id, and edit item, which will get user. So start with delete first. Let's say await this dot dollar axios dot delete. Okay, or where we have path slash plus id, like this. Okay, now after that we need to do another thing. We need to refresh the page. You can call fetch directly from here as well, it depends. I'm not sure. You can use it, but for now. And the next thing, we'll use edit. Okay, for edit, okay, once we delete something, we need to refresh the data. Okay, and inside edit item, what we'll do, we'll do one thing, like we don't need to do anything. We'll just get the data and update into the store. So this dot dollar store dot commit, let's say. Okay, inside commit will be having user slash set id, user dot id. Okay, this is underscore id, I'm getting confused. Okay, name, email, password, email, name, id. This is it, I guess. This is it. If I want to edit something, means we are not editing anything, we are just getting the data. for now. So this is it, I guess. Let's try to run this thing by yarn start. I hope it should work. And okay, fine, yarn start. Let's go to the package.json, and you just need to define one more thing here, like scripts. Okay, and start script will be Nuxt. That's it, I guess. And once we run this thing, it will take some time to compile and all these things. Make sure that your backend stuff is running over here and your frontend is running here. Okay, so let's cannot find model Nuxt.js/Vuetify. Oh, the spelling mistake. Vuetify. Okay, let's try this again. We are running this for the very first time, so it might be possible we'll get some errors. It's fine. So it's taking time. Localhost colon 3000. Okay, let's grab this thing. Let's go here and let's wait for the localhost colon 3000. So okay, so we got something, I guess, error, I guess, not sure. Okay, fine. So let's see the state thing. The arrow operator is missing here. So let's go to the user dot store and let's correct this thing. Let's define arrow operator and let's go to the users dot store and let's define the arrow operator here as well. And let's see after refresh if we get the table or something here. I have already the data, so I'll get the previous data as well. So I'm getting this. I don't need to define this password here, so I can remove this, but let it be. For now we need to define if condition, so we'll go to Control Shift F, add user. You can search like this. So here I just need to define capital A and v if. So if I get ID, then only will define the first field, this one, else I don't need to define this. For the very first time, let's say I'm defining Mahesh Karia. Okay, my mail is maheshkaria@gmail.com. okay, let's define mahesh@123.com, whatever. So yeah, it's working. Okay, it's delete, edit. So everything is working fine. Oh, one. So yeah, so everything is working fine, and you can see the IDs. It will display ID here once we click on add it. So thank you very much all of you guys for being with me, supporting me all the time. It's been a pleasure to be here. If you want something from my side, please let me know inside comment box, and please hit the bell icon and subscribe my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Bye bye.